What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody. I'm having deja vu. I just did this. Well, welcome. Just did this an hour ago for those of you who participated in the amazing presentation from Mark Antony. Very, very, very powerful. And we've got a great show for you tonight. My good friend Vineet Allen is my co-host, and he is going to be bringing some of his friends that are all part of the InterBeing Festival. And this is a very exciting event that's going to be happening coming up in Asheville, North Carolina, where Vineet has a really beautiful retreat center. And so we're going to learn all about the InterBeing Festival, and we're going to meet some of his amazing people. Here he is. I'm going to bring you up. There you are. Hey, Vineet.
Hey, Scott.
Well, I'm going to just quickly bring up your other presenters, Jessica Chilton and Shelley Morris. And we're going to go ahead and start with an Omashar song, and I'm going to come back to you and we're going to talk about the InterBeing Festival. But we always love to get our show off to a great start with music. And that is why we have our co-pilot, our house musical artist, he who makes all things possible, Mr. Omashar. Now you're muted, Omashar. Unfortunately, you're also muted. We can't hear Omashar. There, now we can.
Starting again. 2, 3, 4. Walking through these fields of fear that bid for my attention. I don't live here anymore. I surrender to the flow that gives me new direction. All there is to do is trust and fly. And we all know what we've come here for. And we all feel that our hearts are true. And together we will make it home. And we'll trust to love once more. It's a famous a lo que vinimos es sincero nuestro corazón. Lograremos ir a casa juntos, confiando otra vez en el amor.
Gallery view as we all celebrate and appreciate and twinkle our wonderful Omashar.
Twinkle, twinkle, little Omashar. Yeah, it's interesting doing all the tech stuff, and we're staying on top of it while it's crumbling. We're rebuilding it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Omashar. And we are going to have 2 more songs from Omashar tonight.
Okay.
Because Adana isn't going to be able to make it, so we're going to pop you in mid-show.
Okay. I'm up for it. Thank you.
And here is Vineet Allen and his buddy. Hi.
Hey, Scott. Hey, Scott. Great to
Hey,
be on the show.
Vineet.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, this is where you tell us all about the InterBeing Festival.
Thank you. Yeah, we're very excited. It's coming up in exactly 2 weeks. It's, as the name would suggest, it's based on community. It's based on interconnection. It's based on all of us actually loving each other and playing together, communing together. We will have lots of great music, great food, the things that people often go to festivals for, but it focuses on relatedness and community. So very excited to have this unique angle on what brings people together, and especially at this time in our country where community feels like we need this more than ever. So yeah, it all takes place at the retreat center we run with my partner Ragio here outside of Asheville, North Carolina, called Samasati Sanctuary. We're on 10 beautiful acres of forest and meadows and the trails and altars, and 3 different venues where every hour there will be a different session of some process, experience, ceremony, performance, all kinds of great stuff going on.
Fantastic. And who's this good-looking guy next to you?
Hi, my name is Pope McElvey. Good to see you, Scott.
Good to see you too. Now, what does InterBeing mean to each of you?
Well, it was Thich Nhat Hanh, the great Vietnamese Buddhist teacher, is credited with coining that term. And by that, he means that we interpenetrate each other energetically, that we are not actually separate from each other, but we're already connected, and we're already joined, and we already share that same consciousness and energy. And if we see things that way, then we instantly can see each other as part of our family. And if all of us were to see each other in that way, then the world would be a very different place. It would really be the more beautiful world that our hearts do know is possible.
Beautiful.
And I can't add anything to that. I mean, it's such a great explanation. But I could say this: that this place is very beautiful, and the energy here is absolutely wonderful. For those of you who haven't been to Asheville, you'll find that if you come here, it is a very high frequency place. And Vineet and Rajo were very fortunate to find this incredible spot that just blew my mind when I came out here and said, "How did you get that place?"
Ours too.
Yeah, but it's a wonderful place, and it's going to be a wonderful event.
Well, they got it because they've got great karma. I've known Vineet and Rajo for a very long time. And Vineet is one of the great lovers of Mother Earth. I've watched him weep out of love for the mother, for this planet. And Raggio, who is my wife's best friend, has been a spiritual seeker all of her life. And they're both very high conscious beings. And so I would say very good karma. And no doubt that land wanted to have stewards of the land that would really honor the land, that would really honor it. And Raggio and Vineet are clearly that. I've had the good fortune to stay there. It's beautiful. And I look forward to my next time getting out there. So now I understand you guys have some music for us.
We do.
All right, why don't we do a song now? We're going to kind of adjust the agenda a little bit. And then we're going to go to Jessica, who's going to lead a very unique improvisational experience, which I'm excited about.
So I'd like to introduce Pope as the band leader of One Heart. And he has written many incredible songs. This is one of them. And you want to say something about the song?
Well, just that I think probably everyone on this call knows about what happened to Asheville last September, or in Asheville. We had a rather harsh event, I would say, that came blowing through here with a lot of rain and a lot of wind. It was called Hurricane Helene. And the damage that was done here is just beyond description. We're coming back from it. But this place is, we were talking about how beautiful this place is that Vineet and Rajo have, but the whole area, these mountains are absolutely beautiful and they're absolutely magical. A lot of people don't know that these are some of the oldest mountains on the planet. Mm-hmm. And it just feels that way. It feels very grounding to be here, and yet at the same time, very uplifting. So this is a song that I wrote about the mountains long before Hurricane Helene came through, but I found that since that happened and we went through that experience, and we're still going through the experience, there's a lot of work left to be done, but I find that it helps to uplift me and remind me of what beauty there is here and how awesome it is to be in this place. So it's called So Beautiful. 2, 3, 4. I hear the song of these mountains. They sing the praises of every living thing. Back in the coves and the hollers, and from above, where love falls like rain, like rain. Love falls like rain. There is nothing more beautiful than this. My heart sings with joy, and every moment I spend in this bliss, I just want more. So beautiful, You're so beautiful. Oh, I can feel the heartbeat of these mountains, all the crystals as they vibrate with their light. With every pulse, our world becomes more loving. These ancient ones are here to open our sight, here to open our sight. From your peaks to your valleys, raging rivers fed by tiny springs, your old growth forest is protection, standing tall like mighty kings. Now you know where you can find me, down by the creek under that old oak tree. And I am one with this creation. It's where my spirit will forever fly free, fly free. Oh, my spirit will fly free. There is nothing more beautiful than this. My heart sings with joy, and every moment I spend in this bliss, I just want more. So beautiful, you're so beautiful. In my heart, I feel you in my heart. In my soul, I feel you in my soul. So beautiful, you're so beautiful, so beautiful, you're so beautiful.
Wow, that was wonderful.
Thank you.
Absolutely wonderful. I've got on gallery view so you can see people twinkling and appreciating you. It really gave us a taste of where you guys are from. You know, we could really feel your love of the land. George Noble writes, "What a beautiful voice." Don Drake writes, "Soulful and beautiful." Carol Craig writes, "Lovely song, so beautiful." Shoshana writes, "What a precious devotional song to Mama Gaia." And absolutely.
Beautiful. Wow.
Yeah. No,
Thank you all.
Vineet, do you want to introduce your friend Jessica a little bit?
I'd love to. Jessica is a kindred spirit. She leads an amazing kind of improv theater, but with a twist. The spirit alive, it's sparky, it's very creative, and will pull out the best of anybody. She works at CCLD, Center for Conscious Living and Dying, which is a very special place here in Asheville, and with a very special community as well. So it's really an honor to introduce Jessica.
Thank you, Vineet. Feels so good to be here. So Scott.
Yeah, so Tell us, I'm taking a look at who's in the Zoom room, and there definitely are some of our Zoom roomers that I think would be up for playing.
Yes.
Maybe Scotty Satori, maybe Eleanor Joy or Ian, maybe Christy Michaels, definitely Reverend Jeffrey Colbrick, Yara. These
So
are
fun.
Jerry Anderson. These are all people that might be willing to jump in and play. Susie Karasik. And anybody. So Jessica, maybe you can describe what you've got in mind, and we'll see who wants to play.
Sure. And I love to be in the moment. And what is actually happening in the moment is that song was so moving. And while I was listening to the song, I was looking at all the faces. And what a constellation of beauty right here on our screen. And I've never had a chance to improvise like this on Zoom with all these pictures of these beautiful beings. So I just want to start with letting something flow through me, inspired by the song and each of your glorious energetics and smiles and presence. So let's see what that is to begin with. I feel you in my soul, Shelley, mother of plants, illuminating with a glance. I feel you in my soul, looking at you again and again, Diara, because the way that you laugh simply in your being makes my soul feel like I've met a sister. And you, Ayala, oh, how behind you the earth lights up because you are on it. I see you and feel you in my soul, Lynn. Lynn, who is peace in her skin, softly holding the places within. And so I see you, the beauty you are, Bridget. I see you standing while you're sitting, because what I see in you is a woman who knows how to stand strong. Yes, you each shine like the blossoming light of day, like Shoshana, as she emerges from that sprout that once was underground, here to shout a new creation through a whispering sensation. It's like we came together in this place like the light on George's face to touch up against a shadowy place in the world and say, it's okay. And so I'm simply here today to connect in my heart with each of us and say, thank you for being. Thank you for being love in action. Thank you for awakening and remembering and encouraging each other onward with our hearts open.
Wow. Jessica, you're very cool.
Well, this is what I love to do. You know, I love to be present, connect with the hearts that are right here in front of me, and surrender, and then let spirit have its way with me. So thank you for letting me play in that way. And now, to give you more of a context for that, I lead Spirited Improv, which is a mashup between what you might think of with creative improvisation using dance and music and voice and acting and all different forms of creative expression to simply be able to express the human journey, the soul journey, the divinity, the wholeness, all of it. And we let Spirited Improv expand our consciousness together. And so in these times when we're together at a performance or in a play shop, we're really coming together to see what's possible, how we can be in service to one another in the 2 hours, it's usually 2 hours that we have together, And all kinds of breakthroughs and transformations and revelations and messages and visions come through. And we end up feeling, what began as a bunch of strangers coming together with shared intention, and we leave feeling deeply interconnected. The interbeingness is fully alive, and we feel satisfied in how we supported each other in those 2 hours to let our souls receive exactly what they were meant to in that moment. So, excuse me, in Spirited Improv, to give you an example, we just had a performance 2 days ago, and there was a woman in the audience who raised her hand when I said, is anyone feeling vulnerable? Does anyone have something tender going on in their life? And she said yes, and she came forward and sat up front, and she said, I miss my mother. We come to find out her mother died last year, and she misses her every day. So I asked the audience, does anyone here love to sing? And I got 10 people who jumped up on stage with me, and we formed an impromptu choir in honor of this woman who misses her mother. She told us about her mother and what she was like. She was the biggest angel on earth. And her descriptions of her mother inspired a song to come through this improvisational choir that had just formed in honor of her heart and her mother. Well, I heard from her the next day, and she said that night she was visited by her mother in her dream. And it was the first time she had a visitation from her mother since her mother's death. And her mother was cooking in the kitchen, which we were singing about her cooking in our song. And she said what happened then when she awoke was she was able to enter an opening to grieving for the first time in 18 months since her mother had died. And she was able to weep. So that I give you as an example of what happens when we come together in Spirited Improv land and we simply show up with our open hearts and we're in service to each other and we let improvisation come through to work its magic. So there are so many examples I could say, but really, as you can see, I love experiments. And so I would love to see if we could do another experiment. And in order to do this, I'm going to let you know the 4 agreements of Spirited Improv that we always agree to at the beginning of any play shop or performance. And really, it's what sets the stage for the magic. So first, we do what we're already doing, which is drop our eyes into our heart. So right now, if you close your eyes, and when you open them with your heart aglow. You open the eyes of your heart. You look at each face through that lens of the heart right now as you open your eyes. And you see through that lens of radical acceptance. Every body you see through the lens of radical acceptance. And you see their innocence as if they're a baby and you're seeing them for the first time. Just look around, see these babies. And you see everyone through unconditional love. So by doing that, and we've got laughter from Vineet, which is awesome. And so by doing that, we are already setting that space that's encouraging for whatever wants to happen. So agreement 2 is that we are on a choose your own adventure, always in life, particularly right now. And so everything's by choice. If you're invited to play with me right now, you get to say yes or no. There's nobody making anybody do anything. And so know that you are fully responsible for your experience and you get to choose. Agreement 3, everything we do in improv is an experiment. And we call each experiment perfect. So that means we're not in a fine arts arena where we critique and make anything better. We don't tear it apart and say, well, I was off key and I could have done that better. That squashes the opportunity for liberation. Instead, we call it all perfect and we let it inspire our next experiment. So just know if you choose to play here and now, it's already perfect, whatever it is you're about to do. And number 4 agreement, the last agreement, is that we're here to surrender when we're in Spirited Improv and trust. And we all know when we surrender and trust, we cannot control the outcome. So we cannot surrender and trust and know that we will be blissed out because of it, and know that we will experience joy because of it. Instead, we surrender and trust, and whatever we experience, whether that's joy or whether that's shame or embarrassment or fear, or whether it's laughter, whatever it is, we receive it as the gift that came from surrendering. So you're invited to come into this experiment knowing whatever happens is the gift that's meant for you. Those are our 4 agreements. So knowing that that's the stage that we've set, we're going to try something that I have never tried before. I have no idea if like technologically this is going to work or not, but we're going to go for it because it's already perfect. So the question is, who wants to play? And then Scott's going to figure out how to put us together on the screen. And this could be 4 of us or 6 of us. Let's see what happens.
Okay, well, I see Reverend Jeffrey is on board.
Great.
And if you're interested in playing, raise your hand. Let's get Vineet in there. Who else wants to play? It's going to be a unique environment. Oh, good. Eleanor and Ian, they're raising their hands.
So right now I see 4 of us.
But we'll go for 6.
Let's
So
go
who
for
else wants to
6.
play? I'm going to go. Oh, good. All right. So Heidi has said yes. So I'm adding Heidi. Whoops. Heidi, you got to turn your camera on, sweetie. I need you to turn your camera on. And Lynn and Leaf. Fantastic. Okay.
There we
You've
go.
got, there you go.
And I see Lynn and Leaf, I see Heidi, and then I see, let's see, Eleanor,
and
or
Ian.
Joy and Ian, and Jeffrey and Sonia and Vineet.
Right.
Okay.
You got your camera on speaker view, and then you can see the 6 boxes.
Yeah, I see
Okay.
it. So do all 6 of us see the 6 of us?
Yes.
Great. Okay, everybody unmute. I see most of us are muted, so unmute. Now, I'm going to tell you what this form is, and then we're going to try it. This is called talking heads, okay? One of us is going to be talking at all times. However, we're going to be interrupted by another person in the middle of what we're saying. All right, so let's make sure we're being rude and interrupting. We're not meant to be nice and let someone keep talking. We got to interrupt. Now,
It's for you.
one person is going to talk at a time, but that's going to popcorn back and forth depending on who interrupts next. So don't leave them hanging by not interrupting them. You've got to interrupt. Now, someone is going to give us a topic, and it might be Scott, because it's going to be a topic relevant to our topic of the day, interbeing. And when he gives us a topic, we're going to start, one of us is going to start talking about that topic, about anything that comes to us, stream of conscious about that topic. It could be wacky, it could be sacred, it could be frustrated and challenge ridden, whatever you want, okay? And we're just going to see what happens. You will know it's over when I say pause, or I'll just say, it's more fun to say ta-da, okay? Then we're done. Ta-da, all right? So any questions about the form before we get our topic?
What about the people who are couples that are 2 people together? Are they talking in tandem or separately?
Separately. It's got to be one voice at a time. Good question. Okay. Now I might pause and add a new creative twist at any moment. So I might say, ta-da, and then I'll add a new creative twist and we'll go again. All right.
Talk. About what?
So now we're about to hear our topic, and then one of us is starting to talk. What is our topic, Scott?
Your topic is how each person is experiencing oneness and becoming a part of the butterfly of the new paradigm. As we go from being a caterpillar to a butterfly. So the topic is oneness and each person's role in becoming the butterfly.
You know, I like this physics angle in which we actually know that things are literally connected already.
But a
So, like,
butterfly is a metamorphosis from an old to the new, a new beginning, a chrysalis that is not yet formed, that is completely unknowing. It's the imagination cells.
So when someone else starts talking, you need to stop talking. Otherwise, Zoom won't let us hear them. Okay.
Oh, I didn't hear anybody interrupt me. Okay.
Okay. So I love caterpillar soup. I love the process of dissolution. And when I turn into caterpillar soup, it's like all the identity.
These physicists have actually won the Nobel Prize for this understanding. So it's a real thing that somehow we're connected with Uranus, for example. I mean, literally, physically.
Definitely all connected. Everything is connected. We know within the science we're all one and connected, even though we don't know we're one and connected because we're here.
Yeah, that this could be a very painful process as well as a joyful one.
I was miserable when I was in caterpillar soup.
Things that,
and I've also
bring
heard
us
that
together
somehow the
on a cellular
imaginal
level.
cells of the butterfly are what come together to produce this brand new being that comes forth suddenly with wings and with.
And I always look at butterflies as a representation of those who have transitioned to another realm, and they remind us of the
It's all about metamorphosis.
Ta-da! Great job. That was an excellent first experiment. So already that's perfect. Now I'm bringing it up a notch and we'll see if you're up for this. Remember, you get to say yes or no. We are now going to keep the same topic, but add silliness, which might be a different accent than the way you usually talk. It might be that you do weird things with your hands or your face. It's just a way of breaking out of our norms and doing something kind of kooky while still talking about oneness. Okay? Are we up for this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And just pay attention, because if you see someone else move their mouth, you need to shut yours. Otherwise, we can't hear what they say. Okay. Here we go. Go.
I thought that way too.
What about those damn physicists that are so brainy and so
They don't
weird?
even need to talk. No, all they have to do is show us this and that. And
Oh my God! What the wow 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 wow!
And then when I'm meditating, I surrender a little bit further and I become a fractal.
I just could not believe how far these butterflies would migrate, thousands of miles. It was just astounding. How could they possibly, these tiny little fragile creatures, how could they?
I used to
Ta-da!
right near the butterfly trees in Pacific Grove, California.
Ta-da! Way to go. Even bringing in the silliness. Thank you each for playing.
Thank you.
So now, if we can now bring everybody back to the room, however you do that, Scott.
Well, I can just close off all the spotlights.
Great. And would you like me to do one last improv to finish, or are we out of time?
I would love you to do one more improv, and then we're going to go to Omashar for a song.
Okay, great. So for this one, I would love to create an improv for one person's heart right now. So right now, we're going to notice who this person is. This is a person who this topic of interbeing, this topic of oneness, this topic of the caterpillar and, becoming caterpillar soup on the way to that next chapter, that next rebirth, that it stirs something that maybe is vulnerable or tender for you right now. And yet you're willing to share it because you know that it wants to be witnessed and you would love some loving attention. So this person is going to offer to share a little bit from their awakening journey that's tender and vulnerable. And then I'm going to offer you an improv, letting love speak through me. Who is this person? Could you raise your hand? And Scott, you are going to notice who they are.
Okay, so somebody raise your hand either physically or the do this little thing. Oh, there we go, Heidi. All right.
Wonderful. It's Heidi. Heidi, so what is tender and vulnerable in your heart right now?
What is tender and vulnerable in my heart right now is the awakening I've had over the last few years about recognizing how our government and the government of the world has enslaved all of us. And my daughter was a victim of it by being stolen by Child Protective Services. And I've been standing up to that, and it's very scary and challenging.
Yes, yes, yes. And when you are standing up for this, what are you standing for?
I'm standing for truth and freedom and the alignment that we have as the children of God, that we are not slaves of a system that is trying to hurt us, but we are divinely meant to have freedom and peace and joy and abundance and love. And I'm constantly challenged because the system doesn't want us to know that.
Yes, yes. Beautiful. Thank you, Heidi. So this, as all improvs are, yes, it is inspired for Heidi. And I'm going to surrender, and whatever's going to come through is for all of us, right? Our interbeingness, our collective consciousness. And so what's for one of us is for all of us. So if everyone can open their own receiving abilities so that you may receive whatever is meant for you that comes through, inspired by Heidi's heart and what she just shared. Here we go. Let's take a breath together. There's a prison inside of me. It is a place that I banished myself to be. However, I am taking a stand for my destiny by bringing to that lock my divine key. So right now, in this moment, inside of all of us, there is a door previously locked that's ready to be opened. Feel this key within your heart. Feel it shining like a spark. Feel your hand going to it like a dart. Feel divine light showing you in the dark where the whole, the holy, holy whole is, for that key to crank open the door and set yourself free. And so we walk out of our shadow places one by one, right into the fullness of our wholeness, of our embodiment, so that now spirit can reach that place too, can reach each toe down in your shoe and to your fingertips and out your hair follicles and through your nostrils, so that there is no cell in your body uninhabited by the light. Now, my friends, we are shining bright like the unimprisoned in plain sight. So let us walk, take our stands in this world for the freedom, for the keys that lie in the hearts of every human we meet. When you hear their story, even in their victimhood, you see that key shining bright like a spark. You give all your compassion right into their pain, right into their shame, right into their prison cell, while seeing all is well. as they find their way into the light they are of day. And they too dart with their hand into their heart and down into the dark and open into that holy, holy hole and open that previously closed door. And now you watch that previously victimized, imprisoned one set themselves free. Thy work is done. And yet compassion remains for all those still carrying the bars until their moment comes for their opening. Their freedom reigns. Thank you so much, Heidi. Thank you so much for bravely sharing what is in your heart, and then for letting us get in touch with the prisons within ourselves and each other, and the capacity for us all to open those doors when the time comes. Thank you.
Wow. Jessica, what a revelation you are. It was just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Thank you. And I know that you clearly, obviously, provided a very powerful experience for all of us, and especially, of course, for Heidi. And I want to let people know how they can get more of you. And that's by going to her website. And it's a great title for who she is, Spirited Improv. So if you go to jessicachiltonspark.com, that's where all things Jessica lives, and then // Spirited Improv, that's where you can learn more about her offerings. And boy, clearly you are really, really, really fun. And so I want to really encourage people to, of course, not too many of us live in Asheville, but I mean, you now know that you can do improv on Zoom and have it be a fun experience. So maybe
Thank you for that, Scott. Seriously, thank you for that. And I do travel, so I can go other places besides Asheville. And spiritedimprov.com is the shortest way to land on that page.
Oh, okay, good to know. Spiritedimprov.com. You know, I think that's what I clicked, but then it took me to the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Jessica, thank you. I hope you stick around. We've got some fun stuff. You're going to get a chance to meet the great Swami Beyondananda, who's very, very well known in these parts. We've got some great music, including right now, we're going to go to our beloved brother Omashar for his second of 3 songs tonight. Where are you?
Clouds. You can do it, Scott. We have faith in you. And I'm improving now. Thank you, Jessica. That was wonderful. That was glorious. The open roads of this brand new start. The peace that flows through this loving heart. 'Cause freedom comes with letting go. This life renewed, new seeds to sow. So take my hand, I'm with you now. Relax yourself, your furrowed brow. gone. So say hello. No looking back, onward we go, don't we, Jerry? This is the life awaiting us, with family supporting us. The sword of truth has cleared the way for us to rise our brand new day. New mountain peaks for us to climb, new roads to walk, no reason why. It's time to know that we are one. With all of life, the central sun. This is the life awaiting us, with family supporting us. The sword of truth has cleared the way for us to rise our brand new day. Cause freedom comes with letting go. There's life renewed, new seeds to sow. Oh.
Wow. What a beautiful, beautiful song. And so lovely to see all of you moving and grooving and dancing to the music and feeling the thread that Omashar creates. It kind of wraps through all of us, similar to what Jessica was creating as well. And just the beautiful connectivity of this wonderful global peace tribe coming together. Thank you. And I'm going to turn it back over to my beloved friend Vineet, who is going to introduce our next presenter, his friend Shelley.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we sure can.
Great. Well, Shelley is a close friend of ours. She's participated in a lot of wonderful events here at Samasati, including the 1 year to live process, which requires a lot of courage to lean into preparing for our death, whenever that is to be. She is an excellent facilitator of authentic relating through the circling process, which I tried that and I found myself more in touch with some of the feelings and some of the parts of myself and more able to let some of those barriers down and let other people in. So really appreciate her work, and she'll also be doing that at the festival. So we're lucky to have her. Hey, Shelley.
And we need you to unmute. There we
Okay, gotcha. Thank you, Vinny. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me. And so the thing that I wanted to introduce is, yes, I have a deep commitment to helping us humans connect more authentically and become better listeners and more able to attune to one another so that let me just rewind a minute and say that, of course, we're really complex human beings. And so often we have a default way of communicating where we really want to fix the other person or give them advice. It's really kind of automatic. And so the opportunity in circling and also what I call integral unfoldment, which is another process where you take the complexity of a human being and attune to the person. And the intention with both circling and integral unfoldment is it's not about self-improvement. It's not about getting somewhere and finding a goal. It's about trusting that what we already have is what we need and how to find that and to be able to facilitate a person, giving them space to unfold into themselves, into finding what is already there. And so always coming from nothing is wrong, nothing needs fixed, everything is as it should be, and that basically that we're coming into different parts of experience all the time, whether we're conscious of it or not. We're coming from parts of ourselves, we're going into presence. We're always processing, and then we have a non-dual experience as well. And we're going through all of these depths all of the time. And so there's a way to facilitate recognizing those depths and working with those depths. And like for me, there's many different aspects of what I've been practicing, but I would say the one thing that has been the most impactful for me has been healing trauma and a way of processing trauma that is, in my experience, the only thing I've really done that's worked. So it's doing what's called memory reconsolidation. So it's actually working with parts of ourselves, and then it has to kind of happen on its own, but having a facilitator that can, when a trauma reaction comes, actually work with the memory and the nervous system to repair it. And anyway, I was hoping I could do a little bit of a demo with a willing person. Maybe Vinny, you would be willing to do that?
Sure.
Okay. I just thought it might be more interesting than listening to me talk. So this is usually at least a 50-minute session, and with a group, it would be more like 2 hours. But with the individual or a group, the first thing that we do is take a couple minutes and drop in together. So I'm going to ask all of us to do that right now. And we'll just take a couple minutes. And if you're just either take a meditation posture or just straighten your spine and let your heads rest on the top of your spine, and just invite the body to deepen the breath. And just invite the body to relax. It's a good time to just notice what's holding you, your feet on the floor. If you're sitting, your sit bones on the chair. Just notice that you're being held. And then while you're still in this inner space, just bring your awareness without opening your eyes into the room and into the space, and your awareness into the space that you're in, that I'm also in the space with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then just without being in any hurry, just slowly bring yourself back into the room and open your eyes. Just kind of take in your surroundings and really like move your head around and look at the room and notice that it's familiar and that you're safe.
Yes.
And then just ask that you kind of take a moment and think about, is there anything in your life right now that you find yourself at a crossroads?
Yeah, there is.
And would you be willing to share that?
Sure. My partner and I are strongly considering a move to Europe right now, and there's a lot of pros and cons on both sides, and a lot is at stake because we've created a wonderland here, building it, and it's working really well now. And if we sell it and move on, which we would need to do, there will be no coming back to this. So we're trusting we're going to get very clear on this summer when we're over there. But it is a crossroads for sure, and I'm trusting that we'll be guided on it, but it can be challenging to not know and not, to just trust that this will be revealed.
Wow. Okay. So I'm just taking that in. Like that is, I can totally get that is a really big decision. Yeah. And that there's a lot of different aspects to it. And it sounds like what I just heard you say, one of those big aspects to it is that it's irreversible. That if you do choose to move and leave what you've created in the Samasati, which is just amazing. I can speak for that firsthand. And the community that you've created here, that you're not going to be able to just come back and pick up where you left off. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, as you're sharing that, if there's anything that comes up about other than what I just reflected back, like, if we leave, it's not a situation we can just flip a switch and come back. Is there anything else that comes up around that you're present to right now?
Yeah, I mean, with that awareness of a very possible, quite imminent transition and letting go of all of this, suddenly everything has a real poignant, alive quality to it. And I noticed that, some attachment there, and so I'm against whatever is in me that really wants to hold on, wants the stability, wants the forward momentum to continue, and to be really heading into the unknown, because I don't know exactly where we're going or what I'll be up to or what I'll be able to call myself or any of that. It's like really having to let go of everything and just be open to whatever is going to come in. And there's a fair amount of trust that will happen, but it is huge, and so it's edgy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm hearing a couple different things. Like one thing is that you're noticing that everything now you're noticing what you're attached to. That's one of the things I think I heard you say.
Yes.
And that there's this expansive sense of adventure and going into totally unknown. So it's like almost like on the one hand, there's this attachment, and on the other side, there's this vast unknowing.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm curious, like when I reflect that back to you, are you aware of any feeling that comes up for you around that?
It pulls in both directions, and it's pushing me up against that because I love it so much here.
Yeah.
It's been such a gift. We've considered ourselves so blessed, so fortunate, so privileged, so honored, so grateful, and we risk, in our minds we say, we end up over there not knowing what the hell to do, and like, what were we thinking? And yet, whenever we get to a real clear place here, the way that kind of move actually seems quite clear to us. So like I said, we just have to keep coming back to letting go of it, trusting that we'll be guided, that we'll be 100% clarity when that comes in. And we'll see, just being willing to not know and just see how Spirit wants to play this.
Yeah, so I'm hearing like there's a part of you that doesn't want to go at all, and there's a part of you that feels really clear that this is what is right in your life.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I do love to adventure, but usually I know that I can come back home and to my wonderful, luxurious residence and property. And so we're giving all that up in this move, and but on the other hand, the spirit of adventure will lead to the next incarnation, the next project, the next sense of purpose. But it is clear that I need to completely let go of all of this and just go trusting that we will be guided. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm wanting to point to something. I know that I'm almost at my time, I think. And before I leave, I want to say that if we were doing a whole session, what I would do right now is invite both of those parts to be fully heard. So, like which I would ask you, which part is the loudest? And
like you can go for a few more minutes. You can.
Okay.
This is interesting.
Okay. So let me ask you, which of those parts, the part that, and I just want to share that I feel so moved. I'm like noticing that my chest is tight and I feel really emotional because you mean a lot to me, and Samasadi is like kind of a second home to me. and so I'm moved, so I'm just sharing that because it's really in my awareness. Having said that, I am curious, like you said, there's this part that is really aware of how attached you are, and that the beauty that you're living in and the solace that it is for you to be able to come home. And then there's a part that is grounded in the trust and the faith of adventure, and this is my life. And so I'm curious if you would be willing to explore those parts.
Sure. Yeah.
And
sure.
So just like take a moment and see if one of those parts feels louder.
Europe, Europe, and the move does feel louder.
Okay.
Mhm.
And so how is it that you know that? Like what contact do you have with that part that has you here? You have an
Well,
image, a feeling?
it's at least in part, as I shared, when we're expanded on plant medicines or just in an expansive state of mind, it's pretty consistent. It is quite consistent for Raj and I that we'll look at each other and kind of nod. You mean we actually have to let go of this? I think so. Um,
Mm.
and so I'm day to day. I'm still here. I'm still enjoying everything. I'm still trying not to think about having to give up a lot of this. And yet, when we're more dropped in, it's that matters less to us than what is moving us forward, and how our life purpose may be transforming into something again that we don't know yet, but it is something that can take off from where we are now. Because right now, we serve this community and we love doing that, and we grow from that also. But it's fairly limited geographically. It's basically the people in the
Yeah.
region, which nothing bigger than that would necessarily be needed. But there is now a calling, at least for me, to make a bigger difference, to take on a bigger purpose that's actually more global. So I guess that's part of what's driving me forward, and being willing to let go of a lot of these wonderful things here.
So when you say that there's like a calling, and I notice like in your movement, you're even motioning forward, and I'm curious if there's this part that's called, if you have an awareness of how you have contact with that part, like is it an image or a sensation in your body?
Yeah, it's a sensation in my upper belly as kind of a forward moving, and that's also a lot of where my vulnerability can hang out, and an old sense of unworthiness and so forth. But actually, this sense is an uplifting. It's coming from the same place, which is surprising. But it is moving me forward, and I can feel the momentum in that. I like that. I feel like I'm lifted by that.
And are you present to that sensation now in this
Yes.
conversation right
Yeah.
now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I just asked you to take a moment and just kind of connect with that awareness and that sensation.
Yeah.
And if it's true for you, just let that part of you know, hey, I see you.
Hey, I see you. You have a place in me, and I appreciate that. I feel more whole with you there.
Mm. And just see if there's anything that part wants you to know.
It wants to encourage me to trust, just in the same way that I go off on my cultural travel adventures and create my pathway as I go. In the same way, it's asking me to trust that same pathway will be created as I go. That I'm not necessarily going to have all that clear this summer, but to be willing to trust and to carry that and move with it anyway. Mm-hmm.
So that part, just reflect that back to the part that you hear the part, and that you hear the part really wants you to trust.
Yeah, thank you. I hear you. I appreciate the confidence that you have, and that upliftment and that forward momentum, and that it actually feels kind of like a qigong move of just unstoppable force that's slow, steady, and grounded. So that feels good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm curious. Do you still have contact with the other part, that attached part?
Oh yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
just
right
looking
now.
around. Oh my goodness, beautiful. My group room. No.
You.
It serves as my rehearsal room and the ceremony room, and we are not going to have something like this. Or I shouldn't say that. I don't know, but yeah, it won't
Well,
be
that
like this.
part.
Yeah.
So I just want to suggest that part wants you to. That's what it's saying.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
No,
So
don't go. Don't be a fool. Yeah.
yeah. So that part has some more to say, it sounds like.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's like I said, there are a lot of pros and cons on each side. We have done that process, the Ben Franklin thing, where, list the long list of things that I'm giving up and things that I will be receiving in each direction. Climate change is, I mean, the rightward swing politically in Europe as well. And there are just so many factors that the aquifer situation in Greece. I mean, we're doing a lot of research right now, and it's there are big pluses and big minuses. Yeah.
Okay, I want to I think this is maybe a good place for us to stop for now, because what the process that I would go next is to really focus on that part that's attached and do the same thing. Like, how do you know you have contact with it? Where is it in your body? Is it an image? And then let that part tell you what's going on for the part. And you keep reflecting so that it kind of unburdens. And these two parts that are polarized, each one gets a turn, and eventually they can negotiate between themselves. It as it gets how do I say it? Like the parts get distinct.
Mm-hmm.
And you're feeling them as distinct parts separate from yourself. And then there's all this other way of getting you to let those parts see that you're here, that your higher self is here. Anyway, that's what I'm talking about right now, is at the level of parts.
Right.
And so you can see that in these sessions we work through parts first, and then we go into process and presence and absence, and that those depths of being become more accessible as the parts recede back, as they get heard, and they can kind of dissolve back into the being. So it's just and I might add that, like, sometimes when I'm working with someone, or in like how it was for me when I was being coached, I would have trauma come up, and the person would actually facilitate repairing that trauma so that I could start to learn how to bring my own nervous system back into regulation when I was unconsciously getting dysregulated. Now I'm much more aware, oh, I'm dysregulated, and I know what to do to bring myself back into regulation. So thank you, Beneat, for being willing to do that demo. And I just love this work because it's just, to me, allows me to connect so much more with my heart, and it's great. So thank you. And I think that.
Yeah, thank you. That was very useful for me, and I can see that we can, Raj and I can continue some of that work. She's done some of it, as you know, as well. So thank you. I'm sure that'll be very valuable for us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Shelley, if you could put into the chat box how people can reach you or any kind of little bio information, and then I'll go and I'll post that. And Vineet, I'm going to give you a little bit of a break here. If you and your buddy need a break, because we are going to have the wonderful opportunity to get a little homeopathic dose of Steve Bierman, also known as Swami Beyondananda, giving us a little bit of a taste, because of course tomorrow we've got a very special event planned. Just like we had the Mark Anthony event today, which was a big hit. Well, tomorrow is going to be a huge, wonderful opportunity, because what the world needs now is more love and more music and more laughter. And so we've called upon our favorite musical artist and our favorite, or one, I should say one of, because we love many people. So one of our favorite musical artists and one of our absolute favorite, well, there's only one Swami beyond him, so he gets to be the one and only there. Anyway, bottom line is tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific time, 2 o'clock Eastern. I'm sorry, 5 o'clock. Well, actually, it's actually at 2 o'clock Pacific time, 5 o'clock Eastern. So that's the wrong.
No. It's 5 o'clock Pacific time.
It is 5 o'clock.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, 8 o'clock Eastern time.
Okay. Thank you. I got confused there. I got scared for a moment. Okay. So there we go. There it is, 5 o'clock Pacific. Christian, Swami Steve, and myself. And given that I'm confused, I'm going to go to someone who's not so confused. And that is the great Steve Bierman. Hello, Steve.
Thank you. What a pleasure to be here. And as you can see, the turbine is off. Swami is turbine powered. So obviously he's not here. He's out preparing for tomorrow. He's out in the material world getting more material. But if the Swami were here, he would say there's two kinds of people in this world. The kind who divide people into two kinds of people and the kind that don't. So if you're the kind who divide people into two kinds, there's two kinds of people. The kind that love to laugh and the kind who need to laugh. So if you're part of either of those groups, we invite you to join us tomorrow. By the way, the show, this whole idea came about because I was at an event where I heard Kristen sing, and I went, this is the voice of love. Mm-hmm. So this whole love and laughter, what the world needs now is love and laughter. That's the only thing our hearts are truly after. So I want to give a little dose because I see my friend Pope McElvey. Hi, Pope. I don't know if Pope remembers how we actually met. This will give you a kind of sense of the Swami's humor. I'm talking in the third person now, like Ricky Henderson. Okay, but anyway, Pope and I met.
I love the Ricky Henderson reference, by the way.
Yeah.
Ricky's going to steal second base.
Ricky's going to steal second base, exactly. Yeah. So the Swami.
I've got Pope on there if you want to say hello to Pope, since you guys have a connection.
Pope, do you actually remember when we first met? Okay, I remember. It was at the Light Force. It was at the Light Force Spirulina conference in 1992.
Microphone. Give the microphone to Pope, please.
Okay, are you there?
There we go. Hi.
Okay.
That's
Did you remember that?
Now I remember.
Okay, and I met Pope. That was 1992. And one of the things I remember, and this is the reason I do comedy, is because I like to laugh, and I love to invite other people to come laugh along with me. So at this particular event, 1992, Light Force Spirulina, one of the keynote speakers was somebody I truly admired, the actor Eddie Albert. Green Acres, perhaps you remember him. And he gets up there, he says, folks, I'm 85 years old and my intention is to live 15 more years to be 100. And so after he leaves, Swami being the MC, the Swami says, and with this product, you'll be able to achieve your goal in half the time. So that's the kind of, I like that. It's kind of like MC Escher, kind of pulling the rug. And Vineet, it's such a pleasure to see you. And the the Swami were here, he'd probably say the best way to face the unknown is by not knowing. I don't know. I'm prepared. So I really hope that you'll come laugh with us or at us, doesn't matter, tomorrow. And we'll see you on the Funway. I'm sure Scott will put up a link. And the Swami, oh, by the way, the Swami is wanted for questioning. So if you're an answerable question, Swami's got a questionable answer. So see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Steve. And I was just checking. I just clicked on the link and it opens up for me. All right. So maybe a couple of other people check to see if that link is opening for you. Okay. Now I want to acknowledge many of you have already registered for tomorrow. So thank you for that. And whenever Steve is here, I always want to acknowledge his other partner, his other half, Trudy, who makes all things possible and keeps Steve and Swami. She has a menage a trois going on with Steve and Swami. She's a wise woman. So anyway, welcome, Trudy. It's always good to have you with us.
And it is a menage a trois. I never know what's going to happen. Like, I remember, I just have to tell you, one morning, we woke up and it was just a tender moment. And Steve said to me, "Can I be frank with you?" And I said, "Sure." And he goes, "Strangers in the night." You never know what's going to happen with him.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we appreciate the wit and wisdom of Steve Bierman and his alter ego Swami. And thank you, Trudy, for keeping them well fed and well loved and happy and healthy in our planet, because we need. And now that I know that Vineet might be moving and leaving for Europe, I mean, I'm already having separation anxiety about that one. So, yeah, let's keep everybody.
Me too.
I'm going to bring Kristen up in a moment, but on that note, because obviously your contemplation, Vineet, triggered a lot as people watched your process. And I know you well enough to know that you and Rajyo will absolutely make the right decision. Whatever decision you make, it will be the right decision, and you'll be blessed, and it'll all be good. But I guess I do want to offer one of the best pieces of advice I ever got. And that was from one of my mentors. And he taught me that when we're making a really important decision, differentiate between a decision that's a reaction away from fear, a reaction away from something, a reaction away from the political environment would be an example, as opposed to always make our decisions a movement toward what he called the longing of our wise heart. The wise heart is when we've aligned our ego, our personality, our being with our higher self, our God self. So when we're in that alignment, our wise heart moves us. So it's a movement toward Europe, as opposed to a movement away from Donald Trump, just as an example.
Yes, and both are present. It's a very important awareness of that dynamic, and that's part of why we're still trying to sort it out, because we have that moving towards that's exciting and new and promising, and we also have a reality here that's scary and difficult and painful, that I'm aware that there's some running from that. Yeah,
Right.
It's both.
Yeah, thank you for your honesty with that, and understand how perfectly human. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are having that, but we got to just keep staying. Okay, what's my movement toward what I long for? What's the movement toward what I'm here to do next? And sometimes we only know what we're here to do next for the next hour, right? I'm here to eat. I'm here to the only thing I get right now is more meditation. The only thing I get now is more rest. And then sometimes we do get, okay. I mean, I'm kind of living it right now because, as you know, 3 years ago, I let go of my home in Hidden Valley Lake because I just felt done. And in my mid to late 60s, chose to be a nomad, traveling around. Where do I want to land? And checking out different places. And I've landed in heaven. Where I'm living right now is just heaven on earth. And so I just had that experience of, okay, follow the flow, follow the flow. And the flow has brought me to an extraordinary place. So may we all follow our flow. And Vineet, I love you so much. We're going to bring up Kristen Hoffman for a few minutes, and then we'll come back and wrap up with InterBeing Festival and hopefully another song with the two of you. But with no further ado, that was for you, Swami Steve. I'm really, really happy. One of our all-time favorite human beings, the Earth Angel.
Oh,
Kristen, welcome, Kristen.
so good to be with you all, and Vineet and Swami and Trudy and the whole family. Beautiful to pop in, and I'm so excited for tomorrow. And we're gonna get our laugh and our love and our music on big time.
Absolutely. Now, what have you been up to? Because you've been teaching young people.
Yeah, I have been going nonstop. I have to say, I wish I could have been here for the whole night tonight. That was my heart's desire, and at the same time, I have just been like, I've been teaching young people. Yes, I've gotten into a wonderful ritual every year of teaching a couple of fifth grade classes songwriting online, but it's a school in Manhattan. And we've kind of created a very special routine every year that I work with every fifth grade class and help them write their graduation songs. And so they tap into their feelings and their times together and their friendship and all of the good things that they love. And then I help them to bring through songs, and I do it in 4 different days. And then we've now finished their songs, and I'm working in my studio to get little demos done for them. And so I've been a busy bee over here.
Well, thank you for.
It's really fun.
What's one experience you can share about teaching singing or doing this with a younger person?
Well, I would say the thing I've learned most is that it's mutual. I'm always learning. When I work with young people, I'm always learning just as much as I feel like I'm teaching. And when I get in my head, like whenever I start with a whole group of kids and I know we're going to go into songwriting, sometimes I find myself in my head ahead of time thinking, oh, is this going to work this time? Is it going to happen? And the thing I've learned from working with young people is that when you set the container with love, with clarity, and you really explain to them and give them the tools to use to really spark their imaginations and their creativity, without fail, once I open the space, they always begin to fill with ideas and creativity. And I watch them just being in flow, which is so, I know you were just talking to Vineet about flow. Yeah. And when I see young people in the creative process, I remember, oh yes, this is what it's like to be in our younger childlike imagination and just letting it flow. And that's always a great reminder, I think, for us to play more, right?
Absolutely. Well, and you have that, you bring that playfulness to everything you do.
Thank you. I try. Yeah. I do have my moments where I don't feel so playful, but I really try. I feel like, when we show up and we bring our light, and like I think Swami would say, just show up and get ready to laugh, even if it's, find the joy even in the most challenging moments and spaces, and that we can do that.
And that's really a big part of why we decided to do this, because for a lot of people, it is really heavy out there. I mean, my God, the headlines are pretty uncomfortable and pretty unpleasant. And so, we were talking, and it's like we realized the world needs more laughter and more music and more love. And so that's why we've put together this really special event tomorrow. Anything you want to add about the event tomorrow that you want to share?
I mean, I'm so excited just to open up a space and, give yourself permission. I think sometimes people feel guilty about laughing and tapping into their spirit side when they're feeling intense and surrounded by challenging situations in the world. And I would say these are the perfect and most important moments for us to give ourselves loving permission to step into a space where we laugh, where we love, and where we flow with music. This is self-care. And right now is a perfect time for self-care for you. So just give yourself this 90 minutes tomorrow and really laugh, love, and flow. Flow with the music.
Beautiful.
And I love
Thank
you
you.
guys. I'm happy to be weaving with two of my favorite divine masculine leaders.
Okay, so I'm going to put the link in one more time, and we actually, for our Global Peace Tribers, we are offering now a half off price. So I'm going to put that in, and while I put that in, Kristen, would you bless us with the
I, of course, will bless you. I was thinking about our program tomorrow, and I'm like, what song am I going to play that's fun, that has all these themes in it? And I have a song called If You Feel Like Dancing. So I would encourage you as you're listening, there's a good beat here. It's not like a normal Kristen Hoffman, let's go into the deep ethereal space. This has a beat. It's about feeling the love and the dance and the laughter and the joy. And so one little thing, I know we're not going to be able to hear each other's voices, but in the choruses, I go, I say, let's see. I'm trying to get my key here. I'll get it when the music comes on, but I want to give it to you right. But in the middle, I go, I say, hey, yay, 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 yay. And then in your own space, you repeat, hey, yay, yay, yay. And then I go, I say, hey, yay, 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 yay. And I'll point to you and you do it in your space if you feel brave. And if not, do it in your heart. Okay, here we go. I feel like dancing. Oh, if you feel like dancing, move your body, just dance, just dance. And if you feel like singing, raise your voice, just sing, no regrets. And if you feel like loving, open up, just love, just love. And if you feel like living, be here now and just live, no regrets. I say, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Oh, if you feel like walking, take a step and move on, just move on. And if you feel like laughing, let it out and just laugh, no regrets. And if you feel like growing, find your path, just grow, just grow. And if you feel like knowing, look inside and just know dance. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. It's about love and laughter and music. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fantastic. Wow.
Woohoo!
Go to gallery view. Let's give a big hey,
Oh.
hey, Twinkle.
Yay! Did you
Good to
have fun,
see.
you guys? I saw some good dancing.
It was great seeing everybody moving and grooving and dancing. Yeah,
Yay!
lovely. Absolutely.
That was really fun. I don't have that out in the world on most sites, but if you go to either my website or Bandcamp, if you want to find that song, that is there. It's called,
And,
and obviously it's called If You Feel Like Dancing.
and of course, her website is her name, Kristen Hoffman with 2 N's. It took me a little while to learn that, but I eventually did.
It's 2 F's too, isn't it? 2 F's.
Oh yeah, 2 F's, 2 N's. Two of anything in question, really. And maybe go to Scott, maybe go to music and we'll show them where to find it.
Okay.
And that'll be that can be our special share for tonight. So because I want everyone to be dancing. Okay, so click on music and then click down on albums and singles. Albums and singles. There you go. There you go. And let's find it. So we're gonna scroll down a little bit. Those are full-length albums, and then we want to get to sing.
Look at all that she's got available here, you guys.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, this is amazing.
We want to get to singles, and let's scroll down. Scroll down. Let's see. It's somewhere in here. It's somewhere here. We gotta find it.
You got a lot of
down.
singles here.
Oh, there. Oh, so right there. See this beautiful woman dancing?
Yeah.
And this was my mother's best friend, Bertie Altman, and she was just a pure talk about love and laughter and music. That was Bertie. So I actually really dedicated this to her when she passed, and so you can. Yeah.
So here is the exact link.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so here's the exact link in the chat box. So that way people can, get it nice and easily. There you go. If you feel like dancing.
Well, so much love. And thank you for having me on.
Oh, thank you so much for taking time and give our appreciation to Troy and to Benja and whoever else we're pulling you away from temporarily.
Benja's right here. He wouldn't miss an Awakening World show.
I love you, Benja. Try to get Benja and Jasmine Bear together one of these days.
Definitely.
All right. Well, we will see both of you tomorrow afternoon. Much love. Thank you so much for dropping in.
So much love.
See ya.
Bye, family.
Bye.
Well, that was fun, huh? And definitely a little homeopathic dose of what we're going to see tomorrow. I'm going to take a minute just to make a couple of other announcements. And then our closing song tonight is going to be actually Vineet and Pope. But I want to let you know what we've got coming up next Wednesday night. We will be previewing the Awakening World will be previewing Soul Play Festival. And actually, I'm going to bring up a different poster. Do you all remember Mystical Joyride? Well, we just added them. They're going to be part of that show as well. And where's my poster with Mystical Joyride? They're here somewhere. Anyway, we're going to have Mystical Joyride, which is a great band, a great duo. They're going to be playing music next week on Wednesday night, along with some of the key presenters and core creators of the Soul Play Festival. So that's what we've got coming up on Wednesday night. And on Saturday night, I haven't made the poster yet, but we're going to be right along what Vineet often does. We're going to be celebrating that Earth Day is coming. And Bob and Pookie are going to be joining us live. So we've got some fun music coming up. Okay. A little bit, I don't know about it. I think it's because I haven't eaten today. So I apologize for being a little bit airy. But we are going to close out with our beloved Vineet and Pope. And what song do you have for us tonight?
It's called This Is Our Dream. And written by Pope, and the lyrics are actually more true now of having the vision and going for that than it was when Pope wrote the song. So for me, this is inspiring, and I think you'll find that as well.
Yeah, I originally wrote this, the title was This Is My Dream. And Vineet one day says, you know what, this is our dream. It's not just your dream. So we changed the title and went in and rewrote a lot of the lyrics just to satisfy Vineet. But actually, I'm glad it worked out that way. So this one's called This Is Our Dream. A dream that the world would join in unity and peace would reign supreme in our dream. All the weapons of destruction are rejected as extreme. We have a dream that all the world's religions come together in harmony, and in our dream we wonder, how can this ever be reality? All the odds are stacked against us, but somehow we believe that it will be eventually. It was in our dream. Our dream. We have a dream that the people with the power serve all humanity, and in our dream, our precious Mother from sea to sea. We have a dream that every human being is equal and is free. And in our dream we wonder, how can this ever be reality? All the odds are stacked against us, but somehow we believe that it will be eventually. It is in our dream. Yes, and in our dream we can see the way, and we know that we are transforming. We are transforming. This is our dream. This is our dream. This is our dream. Oh, yeah. This is our dream. Whoa, yeah. This is our dream. Whoa, yeah. This is our dream. This is our dream.
Let's go to gallery view, everybody. That was amazing. And to read some of the comments coming in. Shoshana says, music is such a powerful sanctuary for prayer. Dr. Laura writes, hey guys, your great song is my dream too. Is my dream too also. Ayada says, I love this song. This is an incredible anthem for our times. Can we find this song online anywhere? I want to learn it and to sing it. Karen S. writes, I love their harmony. They remind me of one of the groups from the 60s. I agree. It's got a very 60s kind of tune to
We're
it.
old enough. Trust me.
That's for sure. So that was beautiful.
Thanks, everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's great.
Keep
Well,
the
if
dream
you did,
alive, right?
is it online? Is
Now
there a
more than
place where
ever.
people can find it?
Well, we have a problem in that we never seem to get into a studio to record this stuff, but we're going to, and when we do, we'll let you know how people
All
can.
right, let's do that.
Yeah.
Hey, I almost forgot that I had promised Christy Michaels to come on and share an important announcement, and I see her here. So don't go away, everybody, because here is Christy with an announcement. Hi, Christy.
Hi, and Vineet, so good to see you. We used to be neighbors in Marin County, and
in Hawaii also.
yeah, in Hawaii, we were roommates in Hawaii.
That's right.
When you had your beautiful daughter, she must be a full-grown woman now.
She sure is, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so I'm excited to offer a free gift. You know, Scott has been just so generous. So many of my friends who have needed fundraising and whatnot, he has organized them and raised thousands of dollars to help support them in their journey and everything. And he's always been very generous with me to be able to do my favorite thing, which is to promote Mary Magdalene and the rise of Mary Magdalene. We're doing a summit this year because of the rise of basically the white Christian nationalism and the rise of patriarchy, that we need to raise the voice of the feminine. So this whole entire week until Easter, but on Easter, we're having the 15th annual Magdalene Moonrise service that oneworld.earth, John Raymer and Ashana Clausen are helping to promote and bring onto a global national platform. And so I've just put in the link, free tickets for all Global Peace Tribe people. And you all get to come in for free to the event. And I will also love to have everybody who's in the Bay Area to come to the Roanoke Park Expo of the Soul Search. I'm going to be giving my talk, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Meet Mary Magdalene, which is just like, it's almost ready to go viral. Every time I go on there, there's another 1,000 views, it's been growing so strong. But basically I took what Joe Dispenza is saying, wow, here's what we discovered. And we documented it with heart math and all this stuff. And I did a little 10-minute clip with Scott, but now I get to do a whole 50 minutes really showing, because Joe Dispenza says, we discovered this. Excuse me, just a minute. Mary Magdalene says she had the exact same experience, almost word for word, close to 2,000 years ago. I put them together to really illustrate what happens when you suppress women. And we are seeing the resurgence of suppressing women. Again, there's the Save the Act vote is a vote to suppress women. So this is insanity beyond measure, because what do women bring? We bring love and light, fun, and laughter. And we are, of course, a part of the whole of humanity. So thank you, Scott, for letting me promote Soul Search. Tomorrow they will be live streaming it, so you can go to their, I don't know if it'll be on the YouTube or the
I've got it right here, so I'll show people. So to come to it live, always go to soulsearch.io and then click under Enlightenment Expos. And here's the one she's talking about, which is tomorrow's Roanoke Park Expo. And Christy will be the first speaker, as you can see, at 10 a.m. And then our good friends Renee and Anthony, they're going to be talking at 12 noon. Annie Batchelor, she was on the show once before. And John Gray will be wrapping up the whole event tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So for our Bay Area friends, George Noble, that includes you, come out to Roanoke Park. And it's going to be a really, really fun expo. You can also just go to Soul Search TV. Soul Search TV is where you'll be able to catch it live. And this is the way to do it. So, and it's soulsearch.tv. And then if you click watch shows on demand now or tomorrow, you'll see where they've got tomorrow's live streaming. So thank you, Christy. Thank you for offering that free event for all of our friends, all of our Mary Magdalene friends. And that's going to be a wonderful event. And your event is always, always, always a really good one. So thank you so much for all that you do.
Thank you, Henny.
All right. Well, it's been quite a fun show. Thanks again, Vineet, and bring up some of our friends. Thank you, Vineet, and your friend there, and Trudy and Swami Steve. Thank you, and Kristen Hoffman blessing us with her presence, and Jessica. You did. We've done over 600 Global Peace Tribe shows. It's the first time we've ever had somebody doing improvisational stuff, and you pulled it off. You really did. You did something that we had never done before, so that was fun. And then, of course, my beloved Omar Shar, our co-pilot, who makes all things happen. And Shelley Morris, thank you for sharing your process. So let's twinkle all of tonight's presenters and friends, and then go to Gallery View to say goodnight to each and every one of you. And I am imagining I'm going to see all of you tomorrow afternoon, 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock in the evening, for music and laughter and a whole lot of love. Take care, everybody.